comfortable talking about that.
I wouldn't speak about that.
Hey guys, we're recording.
Oh.
Oh. No. All right, guys. It's the second podcast. Well, we'll just say the second pilot because hey, we're still winging it. Everybody ready?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
Ready?
It's the loudest show around. Sundown After Dark with your host Bryan Chamberlain, presented by Sundown Audio.
All right, it is Sundown After Dark, and I am your host, Bryan Chamberlain. And with us today, a special guest, Mr. Andy Moonassar. Is that how you pronounce it? How do you pronounce it, Andy?
You did good.
Moonassar.
You did, yeah. Yeah.
I never knew how
like
to...
Actually, I want you to pronounce your last name because I'm never sure.
Moonassar.
Moonassar.
Yeah.
Which is a Trinidad name?
I guess so. It's a human name.
Sweet.
It's a human name.
And then we've got, as always, Mr. Thomas Thornsberry and Donnie Lambert.
As always, for the
always,
second episode.
Second time.
For the second time.
So it's just us for tonight. We were going to do actual episode 1, but a few folks could not make it in tonight. So we're just going to have a little fun. We're still learning. I still don't know what I'm doing, but we're going to make it happen.
Hey, we could use some feedback. If we get some feedback,
yeah,
that might help.
Hey, did anybody else's right channel go out in their headphone?
Yeah,
It just did,
right
yeah.
channel. Yep.
Awesome. So let's go ahead and stop
Feedback.
real quick and see what the hell's going on with this shit.
That'll work.
And we're back.
Yay!
Still can't figure it out.
Yeah.
Yay!
And Bryan, I don't know what you're saying that no one's here with us. We got off camera. We've got a whole studio audience. We've got
yeah, that's right.
We've got Ric Flair
Oh shit.
and
Charlotte Flair too.
and the
Oh, yes.
flex tape guy
Oh yeah.
and the Michelin Man.
See, I'm not very interested in any one of those.
Oh, and Al Bundy.
Yeah,
Goddamn Al Bundy.
we have a lot of fans now. Like
I love Al
the show
Bundy.
has developed a lot of clout.
But no midget strippers.
No, what the hell?
In
You're supposed to
time.
bring them.
This
In
table
time.
was made for midget strippers. Look
In
at how
time.
tall this thing is.
Correct.
Anyway, Andy, he comes down here a few times a year. A lot of times it's around Christmas, and a lot of times it's around our show. Obviously, you come to our show.
Correct.
Maybe a couple times in between. So we do see Andy from time to time. Andy, who are you? Let's talk about that first. I want to let everybody know. Essentially, Andy and he's been with us for a very long time. Actually, he's been with Sundown longer than I've been with Sundown. He was a rep at one point. Now he's a distributor, and he handles pretty much the distribution of our product to the northeastern side of the country. So that would be like the big cities. I know you deal a lot with big cities and areas around them. Philly, and New Jersey,
Correct.
New York City,
Yes.
and then all the areas around it. You got D.C., Baltimore,
Connecticut.
Boston.
Yep.
So
Massachusetts.
the
yep.
big area up there that was actually kind of a pain for us to deal with for a little while, he kind of cleaned it up for us. So Andy, talk about yourself, please.
It's still a pain to deal with. It's definitely still a pain to deal with. We just basically switched whose ass the pain is in. That's all we really did.
Yeah. Thank you.
So yeah, like Bryan has said, I've been with Sundown for many years. Basically just a great fan over the quality and construction of the product.
Thank you, buddy.
Used it myself year after year after year without failure. Was basically just a regular dealer doing small sales, then decided to up the game a little bit because New York and its surrounding areas is such an issue.
Yeah.
There's a lot of turmoil in dealing with that region. So we cleared that up as much as we could. And I am the largest stocking dealer of Sundown Audio product. We have pretty much every single item as long as
As long as we can provide it to
As
you.
long as you guys, as long as you guys can get it,
Right.
We have it.
Yeah,
It's just-
Andy's doing a kick-ass job up there. We definitely thank him very much for that.
Thanks, Andy.
Yeah.
Andy is one of my favorite people.
Cheers
I
to
love
you,
you too.
buddy.
Entire
Cheers
galaxy.
to you.
Yeah, cheers,
Hey,
yeah.
hey, Donnie, do you got some cigars over there?
Yeah, sure. So,
Who's
who
smoking?
wants a cigar? Andy, you having one with us?
No, I'm gonna pass
No?
on that today.
Here you go, Thomas.
Yes, sir.
Here you go.
Thank you, sir.
So, this cigar, I'm really kind of bummed that Jake couldn't be here to smoke this with us because I know he loves this cigar. This is one of my favorite cigars, the AJ Fernandez New World.
Should have.
It's a, yep. There we go. So it's a 6.5 by 55 box press. Box press just meaning that it's boxy, kind of flat.
the box.
Yeah. And it's primarily Nicaraguan filler with Lajero coming from Esteli. And what I mean by filler is just the bunch that's in the cigar is
The junk.
mostly Lajero being the top part of the tobacco plant. So it's pretty strong. It's peppery. But it's a special cigar to me because I've been smoking them for a long time, but I actually bought a box when Thomas's son was born.
That is correct.
And brought them to North Carolina when I was living in Indy, and we smoked them, and it brings me back, and it's it's to commemorate Christopher Columbus. I'm sure you can see that on the band. That's
Senor
pretty cool.
Christopher.
But yeah, I love this cigar.
That's a big ass cigar.
Yeah, it's cool.
Wow.
Yeah, but yeah, it's I could smoke these every day. Really.
Of course.
And the price point's awesome too. It's like an $8 cigar.
Nice.
Yeah, it's not
At
bad.
some point, we're going to do an affiliate with a cigar company and try to, if anybody's interested, they would click a link and you can buy the cigar. Don't have that set up just yet, but we're
Work
getting
in
to
progress.
that. Yep, we're getting to that. It's still the pilot, everybody. So, anyway, back to Andy. You're doing such a good
Oh,
job.
that's me. Okay, sorry.
If you
Yep,
change your
that's
mind.
you. Oh, by the way, when you were talking, Donnie, I had this in my mouth and I did a couple motions with it, and just to get it wet, and somebody's going to do something with that. I know they are. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, there's good. There's
And
gonna
that
be some
someone
meat.
is Andy.
Yeah.
Somebody actually, somebody already took a picture, a still of the video we did last week, and made some funny memes out of it. It was pretty cool.
What?
It was something when I was explaining excursion or the pressure buildup under the dust cap.
Oh.
Somebody took something, took one of those.
Of
And,
course they did.
yeah, it was fun.
It was
Did they put a dick between your hands?
They should have.
probably just like a measuring contest,
Goes about this far. So Andy came down. We were discussing some business.
I have to take care of some minor details.
Yeah, I guess we can kind of tell people what, because it's not like it's secret.
It's not top secret.
Yeah, it's not secret.
It's not like classified secret, you know.
Nah, it's not secret.
There's only like 3 people listening, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I say we talk about midget strippers.
Yeah.
I say we go back to that.
I mean, I've been chasing after midget strippers now for about 2 years.
You can't catch them?
Me and Brandon drove from here all the way to Albuquerque, New Mexico, chasing midget strippers.
Did you find them?
No,
God damn.
that's why I'm still chasing them. Those little bitches.
So-
those little bitches run fast.
So back during when Donnie was getting married, I was kind of setting up things to do for because we did like a whole bachelor day for Donnie, not just like a night. It was like a
Right.
whole thing we did for him.
Yeah.
One of the things I was looking into was like midget throwing contests, which
Yeah.
they do have, but I couldn't find any in the area at the time.
I mean, they're slippery when wet, though.
Yeah. Well, they have this thing
You
where
know.
it's like they
I
wear
remember
like
that.
Velcro shit, and you throw them on a target and see how far you can throw them.
If they stick. Can we say midget? Or are we supposed
Can you say midget?
Hey, it's after dark. guys.
Directionally challenged.
small people?
A dwarf or
Small
a
people.
little.
It's after dark. We can say whatever we want.
Okay, just checking.
We're not politically correct. We just got to be careful with what we say sometimes. That's all.
I don't think we have any political values to begin with.
Not at all.
Well, that's true, but I mean, if I knew what to call, like, is it little people, dwarves, midgets? Like, what is the correct?
It doesn't matter because they're
Thing
going to be
to say.
offended either way. They
if
will be
you
offended
go-
either way.
Right. If you go on Pornhub and you look
did
up
not mean to start
midget
this.
strippers, it's going to come up. So there's some political gain to them being acknowledged by the word midget.
Yeah.
So
And
midget. I'm gonna go with midget.
They were called much worse back in the day.
I mean, I'm not saying anything
Dude, they
was
weren't
wrong with
slaves. What are you talking about?
How do you know? They could have been. I bet you somewhere at some point that's what they did with them.
This is getting dangerous.
This is good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Them. All right, so let's
just a pilot.
Yeah. Just back to me now. Yeah, let's just go back to me. Because this is just a pilot, and this one will be deleted anyhow, and the real one will come out.
The only place this gets posted is YouTube. It's not going to go all over the place.
YouTube is all over the place.
Well, never mind. I'm not putting in many different hosts.
Yeah. So yeah, we did some sort of a bargaining agreement today. There's a couple of the islands that are not doing as well as I think they can be doing with the product. So I basically gained leadership today over Trinidad and Tobago.
Cheers to you, sir.
Thank you.
Cheers, sir.
To Trinidad and Tobago is one, Dominican Republic is another, Guyana is another.
Might have you tried to get into Puerto Rico. I had a couple people asking out there, and it just wasn't working out, I guess.
I guess I can throw that on to my,
Puerto Rico?
yeah.
Do you speak Spanish?
No.
Well, you're gonna have to learn.
No, I have a Google Translator.
Right.
That's it. Google Translate.
I do not speak the Spaniard.
I speak at English.
I can understand Spanish if someone's yelling it at me. Sundown has conditioned me for that.
Which
Yeah.
happens on a daily basis.
Yeah. Let's not go down that road. How about that? Let's not go down that road.
So, but yeah, he's gonna start handling, because I handle the international accounts at Sundown, but I also do a whole lot of other things, and I just wasn't paying enough attention to the islands, I guess you could say, and we're gonna have Andy help with that. He's been down there plenty of times. His family's from there, right?
Correct.
Yeah, Trinidad is
Yes,
where his family's
yes.
from.
I'm actually heading down there on Saturday.
Sweet.
So
We actually have a pretty big following down there. It's a totally different market. And I think we're gonna try to progress into that market a little bit more. I wish Jake was here because he could explain that a little bit better. But different market in general when it comes to the type of speakers they use and the type of amplifiers. Definitely different music in general. I see you rolling your eyes, or not rolling, but you're kind of doing one of these.
Is it different music though?
It is. You have your. How do we put this without disturbing the peace while I'm saying it? You have your West Indian music.
Okay.
Okay. But most of 90% of it, possibly more, is reggae oriented.
Oh, okay.
So that's what you're going to end up hearing a lot,
Yep.
and you're going to hear it at a very large scale.
Oh.
I mean, very large.
Okay.
So picture you go to a concert and you see all those DJ boxes stacked up. These guys are just using their cars or their vans or their minibuses for the subwoofer stage, and then they're using that style of box
Oh, okay. That's cool.
on top of their vehicles, on the sides. And then you have the crazy New York style, as we call it, where the door panels are loaded with,
Yeah.
15
They're taking shit out of the
and-
cars and then attaching them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's and they do these things at large scale. An entire arena gets rented out, and they host these events, and everyone's playing and judging, and there's legitimate contests.
Yeah. And that's a cool thing to bring up, because in America, in the lower 48, I should say, maybe not so much New York City area, but most of our country, the type of music or the type of stuff that people are using our equipment for is a totally different style. It's usually very low. We're talking 40 hertz and below. They're demoing, they're moving air. What we got going on in the bigger cities like New York City, Philly, and you got all across the rest of the world, actually,
Yes.
is a different style of music that they're playing.
That's interesting.
Yes, but at the same time, it's the mixing of the two worlds, because we still do have that vehicle moving crazy air, but with an extreme mid-range
Yeah.
and tweeter setup. So
Just
you
load
have
up the
that,
doors.
You have that. you're loading up the doors. The fucking trunk lid is backwards. The back doors is upside down. The guy's hood flips open and he's got 1610s on it. He might have like 20 behind a fucking front bumper. It gets crazy. But you know, it's the joining of both worlds. That's what it is. It's the joining of both worlds. It's again,
which is happening. I've noticed in the past 3-4 years, it's happening more and more
it's
now.
It's growing, and it's growing, and it's not going anywhere. It's just going and going and going, and it is a certain part of the market that is. It's
well, your Brazilian side of the things, they've taken the market by storm because that's where they're from.
Yes.
Whether it's South America, but either way, the Brazilian market, it's more slightly higher frequency, punchy. Yes. Everything's like PA system.
Correct.
So that's where a lot of the Brazilian sounds equipment has originated from, and now they're kind of going more towards where we are. And we're trying to go more towards where they are, and there's a meeting in the middle now.
It's the combination of the two worlds, yes. And that's why there needs to be...
Never knew this.
There needs to be a median. There needs to be a median in between where these two worlds join without colliding.
Right.
And then,
I like to think Sound Digital is doing a pretty good job of that right now.
Great. I mean, there's a lot of companies doing a great job at it, but you know what one of the things is? In Trinidad, for perfect, argument's sake, they do sound clashes.
Mm-hmm.
So, my build, I'm going to clash against your build.
Hold on. Dave, pull up a chair. Go grab a chair and pull it up.
Come on in, Dave.
We have a special guest.
There's a chair sitting right out there if you want to grab one. Bring it in. That microphone does not work, by the way.
I'm just going to say hi.
Oh, hi.
Hi, Dave.
Hi, Dave.
You had a rough day.
You can't see him in the camera, damn it. You can kind of bend down a little bit and say hi to the peoples.
Here we go, yeah.
Bend down. Oh, yeah.
Where's the camera?
It's right there. That one.
There's one here.
There's one there. There's one there. And
Here.
There's one behind
Hold on a minute. There you go. You can see yourself. There you are.
Oh.
That's Dave.
Oh my God. There's a screen right there.
There it is. There's Mr. Lieb for you. I didn't even know you were here, man.
He was just on the Sundown unofficial Meet the Staff Monday.
Yeah.
Said his favorite part of working here is lunchtime. Meet my staff.
Dude, we have awesome lunches.
Yeah.
We just had a lot of steak today.
Oh man, the steak was so good.
Was that was courtesy of you, Andy?
Andy and Vex Bro. Thank you, man.
Thank you, sir. Delicious.
So Andy bought some steaks, and Derek and Brandon cooked them up. I had way too much myself, and unfortunately today all the toilets in the building stopped up.
Yes.
Yes.
And,
is that for real?
Yeah,
yes.
100%.
Had to run to Hardee's and handle business.
I visited 7-Eleven.
I did not know this.
Yeah.
I am in excruciating pain right now because I didn't go to any of those places.
Jesus.
I'm just gonna wait.
Either, but I try not
be
to
all right.
crap at work. I'm not hourly, so.
Right. You only shit at work when you're hourly.
I have to find like a hole to piss in later.
Do you have a bottle opener?
I do.
I do.
I told Donnie and Bryan this earlier, but I'm going to tell you, like, every time I go to use the bathroom just to take a leak or wash my hands or anything, the bathroom closest to us there out in the warehouse.
Yeah.
There's only two people I've ever seen go in or come out of that bathroom.
Yeah.
Charlie and Hunter.
Yeah.
So, like, today, I had to take a leak. I walked out.
Can you scream so that people can hear you?
Scream?
Yeah. These mics are very directional.
Oh, you mean like talk loudly?
Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
Like I have voice of modulation.
So you had to take a leak.
You had to take a leak.
And so Charlie's standing out there waiting for the bathroom. And I was like, who's in there? He's like, I don't know. Who walks out? Hunter.
Hunter's pooping.
Hour later, I rinse my cup out. Somebody's in there. I stand there for a couple minutes. Who walks out? Hunter.
You can always come up to the bathroom up at the front and say hi to us from time to time if you want.
It's just a really long walk for me.
I was just about to say, that's a long walk.
With my leg,
I get lonely.
that ruins my day.
Yeah.
I get lonely without you back there, Donnie.
Oh, hey, thanks, man. I wish I
Does
was.
that explain that blow-up doll in your room?
What's going on?
I get real lonely.
Oh.
All right, fellas.
Well, thanks for stopping by,
Bye,
Dave.
All right, Dave, be
See you,
safe.
Have a wonderful evening.
That's Dave, everyone, and you can see him on Sundown Unofficial. Meet the Staff Monday.
By the way, it's Sundown Audio Unofficial, not Sundown Unofficial. I kept making that mistake last week during the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Shame on you.
Sundown Audio
Sundown
Unofficial.
Audio Unofficial. Excuse me.
Yes, at least I think it is. Maybe might be a mistake.
I think
now,
the week
too.
before that, everybody got to meet my staff.
Oh yeah, and before that was Donnie, and then you'll never see me on.
I was the second staff everybody met.
I thought you were the first.
Nope, Hunter was the first.
Really?
Yeah, Hunter was the first staff everybody met.
I don't even think
Yeah, Hunter was actually the first,
I didn't know that.
and like they plugged Hunter's channel too. We'll do it right here. Hunter Dellinger. Is it Dellinger?
I don't know. I say Dillinger,
Dillinger? It might
but
be
I
Dillinger.
don't think it's it. It might even be a Dillinger.
Dillinger.
with a G.
Dillinger?
I don't know.
We're getting really close to D word.
Does that make you uncomfortable, Andy?
So, Andy, anything else you wanted to talk about what's going on with you?
Well, we lost track of that.
Nah.
We can always touch back on it.
I think we were talking about reggae music.
No, oh yeah, we were talking about the gathering of a couple of different worlds of audio.
Andy showed me a picture earlier. In the United States, we have pretty big car shows, car audio shows, or car shows, whichever one you go to.
I wouldn't show everybody the picture of Andy's big show.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
but it's
Keep that.
we
keep
have
that
we have
private.
pretty big shows. Andy showed me a picture. It was in Trinidad, right?
Yes, that's a small
It was like
video. It's an arena. It's an
Massive
arena.
place,
Yeah.
just filled with people. That was pretty awesome.
And they're combining the worlds as well down there now. You have the car shows going on, the sound clash going on, and you have drifting. Drifting is a big thing down there.
Right.
So you have the entire, automotive aftermarket community joining, and so it's
That's
such
cool.
such a strong thing that's going on in the freer parts of the world.
Right. From time to time, you'll see some cool shows like that. Like obviously, SEMA is one of them, but that's a massive scale. But on a smaller scale, in at least the lower 48, you kind of they're very compartmentalized shows.
Yes, and so is SEMA. SEMA is more of companies and related to that. These are just everyday people. These are everyday people
They're bored.
who are just die-hard car fanatics.
Yeah, that's awesome.
100%.
It'd be nice to get the passion back like that, or in the States at
You
least.
can't.
yeah.
There's too much legality.
Everybody's pissed at everybody.
It's too much legal.
Huh.
Everybody's pissed. Let's go ahead and get to a voicemail real quick.
Cool.
There's one here that was Kendrell, a guy named Kendrell sent in. By the way, when he says his name, he says it as Kendrell, and the voicemail system picked it up as ginger ale.
Sweet.
It's a voice to text system, and it picks up as ginger ale. That's pretty cool. So ginger ale.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
Yeah, see that right there?
Yeah.
It's ginger ale.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and show the people's. Hold on, where are we at? There we go. All right, so ginger ale. Here is your voicemail. I'm not going to go too in depth in this. I really need Jake here to completely answer this one, but I know a lot of people have been asking this question, and I can give you the quick answer.
I would like to know, what's up, y'all? It's Ginger Ale. I would like to know
That's all.
if these new tariffs, taxes, whatever that the current president has put in play, how are they affecting Sundown Audio as far as research and development and products?
All right, ginger ale.
It really does sound like ginger ale. You can
Yeah.
kind of hear
Yeah.
it.
He's Kansas City. He's got a little
That
slight accent. but-
Sounds hardcore ginger ale.
Maybe he did say ginger ale. I just know him as Kendrell.
Andy, I'm sure you could answer part of this too, like because it's affected you slightly. I imagine.
Yes, I
So-
can, but it's a topic that we really don't want to. There is a temporary hold on it as well.
Sure.
For at least 3 months out of the new fiscal year.
Yeah. So
There's a
essentially,
hold on it.
they're targeting China the most, but it's actually a little bit of everybody. But a lot of products that are made overseas, China, which is where a decent amount of our products come from. Obviously, they are tooled and created here in America, and then some of the cheaper items we have made overseas. China would be one of those countries. Originally, the tariff tax for import products from China was usually, for at least in our industry, was around the 5% range from most items. That is going up to almost 30%. We've already gotten hit.
It's already been hit for 10%. 10%'s...
Yeah, we've gotten hit on a couple things. I don't know the actual numbers, and that's a Jake thing. But I do know that apparently starting first quarter next year, that's when shit's supposed to really kick on. I just heard recently that we may be changing, maybe holding it back a little bit.
Second quarter on, hopefully.
Hopefully. So that...
It's going to have a huge impact on the
It's going to have a huge impact. What that has done to us has put a hold on everything. So there's a lot of products that we've been talking about for the past 2 years that we've been wanting to, produce and bring out to the public. We put a hold on it now. One of those being, and I'm allowed to say this, the SAE 3000.
Yes.
The SAE line is a made in China line. The SCV line is made in Korea. And what's going on now is we discontinued the SCV 3000. That was the only one that we discontinued. We were going to bring it in from China as an SAE line, and probably get more power out of it, honestly. And we've had to put a hold on that because of the tariffs. So we're probably going to bring back the SCV line if the tariffs do kick in. And right now everything's on hold, and we don't have any apps being made, any 3Ks being made at the moment. It really put a damper on things.
Yes.
So that's one particular item, and there's many more. Depending on the margin of the product, the margin of profit that we may completely stop making certain products just because. And I'm not going to go into any of that details. That's for Jake. But there's a couple different items that we make right now that we're probably going to stop making because the profit's not going to be there. And the direct market right now will be the one that would end up making those products. There's a few good companies. I wish I can elaborate more, but I don't want to get in trouble.
Definitely can't go too in depth on it, but yes, the tariff taxes are going to dampen everyone's product availability, creativity for a period of time. I mean, there's always going to be some realm in which way around it, or to deal with
loophole
it.
of some sort.
Yeah, to deal with it, to incorporate it. Everyone's going to have to work a little bit harder and try to figure this out, but it's just going to take time. It's something new, it's something fresh to this, to this magnitude of it. That's, it's brand new, and it's just slapping you in the face right away.
Yeah, it's not fun. So we've been dealing with this for damn near 6 months, just trying to get ready for it, and we're still at a point where we're not sure.
I don't want to get too political, but it's my understanding that the tax is lower for completed products, and that goes for like people that make refrigerators and things like that, as opposed to parts. Yeah. So it's almost like it's driving jobs away.
It's almost a backwards deal.
I don't really understand that. I mean, I'm sure there's something that I'm just not seeing.
There's different waves of it, different stages of this. The first stage, they were, I believe, or maybe the second one, they were talking about only taxing parts. When it comes to our industry, it was only the parts that were coming in, which just makes no sense. So there was different levels of taxes.
Oh, okay.
So there were, which is odd. So we build a lot of subs here in our American factory here in this building, right? So,
right, Thomas?
Yeah, that guy. So the odd, and that's giving jobs to
slept in 7 years.
That's giving jobs to Americans, right? So the whole thing was. It's just messed up. Apparently they were going to tax the parts more, but now we're hearing you're going to tax everything, and it makes no sense. Balls.
Jingle balls.
Yeah, jingle. Oh yeah, there's a jingle up here, but you can't really see the jingle part.
I don't know if it's jingle or jiggle, but
jiggle balls.
Jangle. Epic.
So let's go to another question. This one is so easy to answer. The guy actually answered it himself. However, I think I need to make sure he knows.
So the NF and NFC.
Oh, hold on. Oh, no. Bring it back to the beginning.
So the
Oh, that was
NS
the
and NSB and like an NSB3 or an NSB4 is Nightshade. What does the NS stand for with the NS1 amp?
Ooh. Okay.
Always
Well,
wondered.
Oh, okay.
The NS, it means Nightshade, yeah.
So
Yeah.
the NS and NSB.
Oh, hit it again. Yes, Thomas said it.
And it's very it's so silly why it's that way.
Nightshade. Don't know why he called it
Oh,
Nightshade.
Well, I'm about
yeah,
to
yeah.
explain
Oh,
why.
yeah.
There we go. Bring it out.
Jacob used to have characters on a game called
Ultima Online.
Ultima Online, and one of the characters' name was Sundown. He's always used that. He's always had that, and if he were here, he could tell you why. It's cooler when he tells the story, but it was a song that his father.
It's a country song.
Yeah, it's a song by the Outlaws that his dad would listen to all the time. And one of the things it's a like a role playing type of game, and you can gather materials and gather things and participate in all sorts of various alchemy. And one of his favorite things to collect as Sundown was nightshade plants. I remember all this too, because I used to play it with him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
me
used
too.
to play StarCraft and
I did not
Warcraft
play
and
this
all
game.
that.
I played too. Thomas is just like he's extracting me from the memory. Donnie's not here.
Might
We'll
have been there.
snip it.
Well, he has some other memories of you, Donnie, that might be
We'll save that for a different episode.
troubling him. So he's just trying to delete you from all memories.
Oh, perfect. I'm just gonna be a blur here on future episodes.
Yeah.
I love you, Donnie.
I love you too, buddy.
All right, to answer this guy's question, he pretty much answered it himself.
Nightshade.
Nightshade. NS stands for Nightshade. That's either whether it's the amplifier or the subwoofer. Nightshade series is for the most part, I guess you could say, one of the competition lines where it's a very it's much higher power series, whether it's the subwoofers or the amplifiers. The most highest powered amplifiers that we make are the Nightshade series, or NS. So you had the NS1, you had the NS1 version 2, and then you had the NS2. Those were the three amplifiers. Those amplifiers were capable of using or bringing in a voltage up to 18.9 volts. So that was geared more towards competitors that were using 16-volt systems. So there it is. I don't have a name for them, so there it is, buddy.
Jake also has like 100 shirts with the Nightshade on it. It's like all his shirts.
Oh yeah, every day he's at work, it looks like he's wearing the same shirt, but he custom ordered like 100 of them.
Yeah.
I think he just throws them away when he's done with them. He doesn't even wash them. Just
Well,
wears them
when you're
around.
Jacob Fuller, you don't need to wash clothes.
I don't think he's wore a pair of socks twice.
Yeah.
I think he throws them.
When
out.
he wears socks.
Golden
He
socks.
does wear
He wears flip-flops a lot.
Yeah, a lot. Was he? Well, he was probably wearing them today. It's like 30 degrees outside.
It's very comfortable.
He's got them warm feet.
I can't wear flip flops.
I can't. I hate shoes.
I don't like clothes.
I have them on.
I don't like clothes.
Oh,
You're Thomas check.
I got it.
But I hate these fucking things.
I go home and I shed everything.
I love socks. I love.
Now we're
shoes.
getting to the after dark portion.
I get cold so easy. That's why I'm wearing 2 jackets in here, and I always
all you
have
need
to.
is about an extra 80 pounds on you to be all right.
I mean, he just shedded like 40. Yeah.
I was a little fatter the last time Andy was
A
here,
little
but I tell you,
rounder,
it did
a little
did
rounder.
make my day when
A little
Andy
rounder.
saw me and he was like, "You've lost weight." No, I was like,
Awesome.
"Goals, man."
I'm a roller coaster of weight. Everybody knows that. Ooh, Brian's trying this diet now. He lost 20 pounds. Oh, here next month, here's a fat ass again.
Do you want to tell the story about the time you were
Oh, yeah. Andy, have you heard this?
in the cabin?
The cabin?
No.
Oh, when I did the one week fast.
Yeah, 1 week fast.
It was a documentation into your own insanity.
Yeah, I did a video series on it on my old channel,
Right.
and I went out. I was tired of being fat.
Is that why it's your old channel?
No, when I sold Directronics, I sold the YouTube channel with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
Sorry for those guys.
So they have these videos
Yeah.
of like Fat Brian going, I just want a hamburger, Jesus Christ.
I think I was talking to a bee.
He's in
one
the
time.
Yes.
He's-
There was a bee at the door, and you
He's in the-
spent like It was a good video. It wasn't just like a few seconds. You were having like full on conversations.
The bee.
You were delirious. It was awesome.
So it was like a screen door, and there was a bee, and the bee was just looking at me. I heard him first because it was loud as shit. It was like one of them big ass ones in the woods, you know. Fucker was just looking through the screen at me, and I went down there, got my camera, started taking video. He wouldn't leave, and every time I would move, he would move with me, and we had a bonding moment. It was my buddy.
This was like the Blair Witch Project.
It was so funny. It really was.
Shaky camera. Brian's like, do you ever just want to put maple syrup on something?
I mean,
See,
that
the
is
reason
being as delusional, I don't know what else would be.
I had a fun time. I have never had so much energy in my life. Not eating, oddly enough. It did help cure a couple different problems I had, and obviously you lose weight when you don't eat.
he would just text us random shit like bacon.
Yeah.
Okay, Brian, you have to tell the story about the cigarettes. You have to.
Oh, like
where you went because you had high blood pressure.
So, yeah, a lot of people saw that. I quit smoking so I can do the fast because I didn't want to have nicotine in my system when I was doing it because I wasn't sure how that would affect me not having any nutrients in my system other than water, you know. By the way, I was taking water and just minerals, you know, because it's good for your liver function and shit like that. But anyway, so I quit smoking. I quit smoking for a couple days, and then like day 2 or 3, I started feeling funny, and I actually brought with me a blood pressure monitor, and I was also checking my glucose levels, all that shit. I was making sure I was okay. Blood pressure kept getting higher and higher, which was very odd, because one of the things that fasting does for you is it actually helps lower your blood pressure. So I wasn't sure if maybe I was doing it wrong. I'm not a doctor. I don't know what I'm doing. So, you know, I was way deep into the woods, right? This was like, I think it's called Robinsonville, North Carolina. It's like, you know, ding 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 ding, you know, that shit.
So deep in the woods. There's nobody here to help you.
Literally a cabin
I don't
in
know
the
what
woods.
I'm doing.
Just the bees.
Yeah, there's. I was gonna say you had that bee.
Bees, and there was bear signs. I actually brought my gun with me just in case. So I was like, all right. So the next town over was about 30 minutes away down the mountain. I get there. I didn't go to a doctor, but I went to a pharmacy, and I talked to the pharmacist, and they can actually check your blood pressure there and everything. Told the guy what I was doing. He thought I was crazy, but he was like, all right, cool. It's, you know, that's your thing. Let's check your blood pressure. Blood pressure is very high. I don't remember the number, but it was at like the almost alarming level where you should probably go to a hospital. And I told him that I just quit smoking. And he's like, oh, I know what happened. You threw your body into shock. Because I stopped doing everything all at the same time.
Shot, yep.
So the thing is, if you plan on doing a fast for that long, and you know, make sure you kind of ease into things. You know, don't go, you know, full bore like I did. Because I just stopped eating and stopped smoking. So you know what he told me? This is the part that gets down. He's like, go get your pack of cigarettes, buddy.
The pharmacist told him to get a pack of cigarettes.
Yep, that was that cured everything.
Oh yeah,
it totally did too. So
that's awesome.
Never quit smoking.
Never quit smoking.
That's a good rhyme or reason for not doing it.
Yeah. And maybe if I did it now, my blood pressure would be fine. I don't know.
Hey, are we doing a commercial break?
Yeah, we can do a commercial if you guys need to take a piss.
I gotta pee.
Let's go ahead and do that commercial, and then we'll get right back on things.
Are you sick and tired of playing sloppy edits with squared off sine waves? Want a moment of clarity? Then sit back and relax and experience what it's like to get rustified when it comes to transforming new hits and old classics into the best street bangers. Ain't nobody got the sweet sounds of the 808s like Russ, with frequencies ranging from spleen busting high end to digging all the way down low into the subsonic abyss. Rusticals has what you need. Sundown After Dark has teamed up to give you an exclusive offer to save big on his iconic sound. So pull out your mobiles and browse your way over to www.djrusticals.com and pick up your preloaded DJ Rusticals Fire Stick USB today. Go ahead and save 10%. Use promo code AFTERDARK. That's www.djrusticals.com and use promo code AFTERDARK at checkout.
thank you, Mr. Russ. And if you guys heard that again, it's promo code After Dark on djrusticals.com.
Rusticals have what you need.
What about midget strippers, dude?
Oh, he's totally into that.
They got Rusticals? I don't even know, man. I don't know.
I want to try to get him down here one of these days. If he comes to our show, which he hasn't been yet, but if he makes it to our show, I have to definitely do a show with him.
He'll be at Slam though, right?
He's always at Slam, but I don't plan on taking the podcast to Slam.
Oh, that would be so cool though.
I have to get a podcast van. That'd be fucking tits.
It can be done.
Yeah, let's get like
one of my favorite shows did that.
Yeah,
they were at Burning Man, and the show just went on.
That's awesome.
Oh, dude, it was.
I did think about possibly doing like a tent for our show
at Slamology.
When I keep saying our show, I don't mean the podcast. I mean the Sundown Audio show that we host at the Hickory Motor Speedway in August.
I don't even know why that's not a thing already. There should totally be a tent at Slamology for that.
I mean, it's a lot of work. I'd have to bring all this equipment or buy new equipment to bring there.
Yeah,
there's some more portable equipment, I guess.
All right.
Maybe we'll it'll grow so much so I can do that. That'd be pretty cool. I would like to maybe do some interviews with people that come to our show during that time. So I might be very busy that Friday.
I'm just excited to go back to Indiana for a little bit. I like Indiana.
Yeah, in the summertime.
I like it in the wintertime too.
It's cold.
It is cold.
Yeah, actually, it's pretty cold today. We saw a couple flurries for the first time.
Yes.
Today.
But I think only you and I and Hunter saw them.
I was in the build room for a couple of minutes. And I saw Donnie had the door open, and there was flurries. I was like, "Yay, snow!" Yeah. I enjoy snow because we don't get it that much
anymore. I like
anymore.
snow too.
I mean, I'll ship you over as much as you want.
I'm sure you will. Yeah, I remember growing up in Philly, it'd be like 2-3 feet of snow. Nobody, and they would still have school like the next day.
my wife's from New York, so we
sorry to hear that.
No, it's okay. It's okay. She's getting through it. But we like the cold. We like snow.
I like the cold because I'm a little chunky.
Yeah,
I can't stand the cold.
I'm sorry.
I will say, as I get old, and it's something that older folks always told me growing up. When you get old, you can feel the cold coming. You can feel the rain.
You feel it in your bones.
You feel it in your bones.
You really do.
That is true.
Okay, so my joints, especially my spine, dude. Yeah.
Yep. So let's go ahead and get to, I guess we'll call it the last voicemail of the day.
Cool.
Again, no name. It is a loaded question, but it's only a couple words. You ready?
My question is,
it's not good audio.
Why can you not put 10-inch subwoofers in an enclosure with 15-inch subwoofers?
All right. That's basically it. Yeah. That is a bit of a loaded question, but the answer easily is don't ever do that, please. So, when you put a 15-inch subwoofer, or if you put any different subwoofer with a different subwoofer, one subwoofer with a different subwoofer in the same enclosure, or honestly in the same system in most cases, you're going to end up with a phase problem. There's going to be a cone area war, we can call it. You've got a different pressure buildup on one side versus the other. They're going to work against each other. It's not going to sound good. And in almost every case, you're going to end up blowing your woofers. Probably both of them.
Can I ask you a question, Brian?
Sure.
I'm curious. So, I know some people strap their amps and they use the RCA splitter that we talked about. Mm-hmm. I had an email about that this week. Wouldn't that alleviate that problem? If you can change, what each woofer's getting?
No.
Okay.
The short answer is no.
Okay.
That whole thing that we were talking about earlier, that's actually, I wish somebody would have said that question. We can talk about that. But anyway, you would still end up with a pressure issue.
Okay.
With a phase, it's considered a phase problem more than anything.
When I think phase, though, I think they're all going at the same time.
Yep.
And because there's different cone area, they're being affected because they're going at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe I just something went over my head.
My question is, have you tried it?
You know what I did?
You did.
Not with different sizes, but when I was younger, being young and stupid, In my bedroom, I had a car audio system as my system in my bedroom.
Right.
And I had 2 different 8-inch subwoofers. I had an old Pioneer. I don't even remember what it's called. It's the old Pioneers with the diamond plate shit on it.
Yeah. Yep.
I had one of those and an MTX, like Roadmaster or whatever hell it was called back then, in the same system. To me, it sounded cool, but I remember it not working over time. It's just problems. So, and that's one of the first times I found out, hey, you can't do such a thing.
I beg to differ.
All right.
Really?
Yeah.
I want to hear Andy's response
Yeah, let's
to
hear
this.
Andy's side.
I do.
We're allowed to rebuttal around here.
I think I'm wrong as well, but it's just very interesting to me. Now, as we were talking about the world of audio and everyone collaborating and getting better in overall sound. Now, you have certain subwoofers that the FS is very low on.
Yep.
So that means the response you're going to get out of your cabinets are going to be a lower response. Frequency response, wise. And then you have certain subs that are higher FS. So you're going to yield a higher frequency response out of that cabinet. So it's not to answer the question, but it is to answer, it's not to answer, it's to rebuttal your statement in which you said you cannot use 2 different size subwoofers in the same build. I have seen
Same system. Well,
I have seen it where there was a outside system facing out the back of the vehicle that had a subwoofer enclosure that was yielding a higher frequency, and then on the inside facing in had a subwoofer with a lower FS yielding a lower. So you had the ground pounder, you had that punch.
Yeah, you had your
and overall sound. So basically, he was running figure 4-way active.
Right. Yeah, you have to dial that shit in frequency wise, big time.
100%. Cabinets would have to be different.
But to answer that guy's question, I think he's more or less talking about in the same box.
Yeah, swapping in the same box.
Yeah,
that's what I said. We weren't answering that. I was just rebuttaling yours.
Right. Yeah. Well, I've actually done what you said. I've done that. Actually, one of my first systems was 2 different 10-inch subwoofers. It was a TC Sounds 10.
Okay.
And then I had 2 of the original SD1 10-inch subwoofers, and I was using those as a punchier bass.
Okay.
Separate enclosure, sealed enclosure, and I had those dialed in. I don't know. We'll say it's probably at the 50, 60 hertz range, up to maybe 120.
20, right.
And then I had my TC in a ported enclosure tuned at probably, I think it did 30 hertz for that one, and it was very low tuning even for back then, but that was a ported enclosure, and I had that one. I had them basically there where they would meet crossover wise.
Right.
You can do that. I want to say I still had some phase problems, and back then I definitely didn't know things about time alignment and stuff like that, where you change phase and you change, when the sound's going to hit your ears. That plays a big role in that kind of stuff.
Right.
So, but yeah, simply put, don't put 2 different subwoofers in the same box.
I don't care what you say. I'm still going to do it.
All right, do it. I want you to do it. I want you to succeed in doing it, Andy.
You should send a video, and we'll show it.
Yeah, I think I should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be the prettiest cardboard box you've ever seen.
Hell yeah. So that was that guy's question. It's a very simple question to be asked, but it's a bit of a loaded question. There's a lot of ways of going about that. Donnie, let's talk a little bit about what you just talked about a little bit ago. And
the RCA.
It's actually a question a customer called us, or did he call us? I think it was an email.
Yeah, it was.
He emailed us earlier, and it's a question we get kind of often, but I want to go over it. So the question was, the guy had 2 amplifiers. He had 2 subwoofers. All right. Both, I think they were 1000s, SAE 1000s.
They were, yeah.
So 2 SAE 1000s, and let's just say 2 SA 12s, something like that. That part doesn't matter. His question was, can he use, how does he go about using the bass knobs? And he cannot, the answer is you cannot use the bass knobs that we provide with our amplifiers unless you're strapping your amplifiers, okay? Your master amplifier and the bass knob going to it would be the way you would use that. The other way to do it, which is actually the way that I suggested, because I was not trying to I didn't really want him to go about strapping amps originally.
Yeah.
I didn't want to overly complicate things for him.
I think that's what he decided on doing, though.
It very well could have been.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not really a money thing because the thing that I'm going to tell you to use in a case like this is not very expensive. So what you would do in that case is you would use, and he also had a line out converter because he was using a factory system. In a factory system situation, I would actually tell people to use a processor or line out, or not a line out converter, but a processor unit or some kind of a line driver system where you have a powered output going through your RCAs where you can kind of get a stronger signal. And those usually come with a bass knob. And that would be the best way to go about that. Cleanest way to go about it as well. More efficient way. Money plays a big role in that because those things get expensive, processor units and line out converters. The other way to go about it would be he can still use his line out converter that he has and then use a kind of like a pack audio. I think it's called an LC1 or LC2.
The inline RCA bass knob.
Exactly.
Well, a level control.
Yep, and that's all it is. It's attenuating the output level going through your RCAs, and so this is how it works. It goes from your head unit or your line-out converter, if you're using a factory system, RCAs going to the bass knob, right?
And then back
and
out.
from there out to a splitter that you would then split to your two amplifiers. That way, both amplifiers are getting an equal signal. All right, and then you don't have to fiddle with two bass
But it's
knobs.
controlling what's going to the woofers.
Essentially, yeah. So your signal is coming from the radio,
Okay.
or line out converter, then going to the knob, then going from knob to amplifier.
Okay.
So that's the best way to do it. Multiple ways of doing it. Those are the two best ways of doing it, in my opinion. I'm not a fan of strapping amps. In my opinion, the only time this is just my opinion, the only time you should be strapping amps is if you are competing and doing burps and such like that.
Don't use the strap-on. Don't do it.
I'm not big on strapping for daily systems.
Not big on strap-ons.
So there's that answer. I don't even remember that guy's name, but
oh gosh, I think I remember it, but I don't think we should say it.
You can say his first name. Maybe he's watching.
Oh man, wasn't it Cody? I think it was Cody.
Sure, it was Cody. I don't know.
Cody or Bob? I know those are two totally different.
Those are two totally
I know,
different.
but see, I see a lot of names. I see a lot of names every day, and those are two that stick out in my head when I think about RCA.
It's either Todd or Lamont.
It's either Todd or Lamont. Hey, they sent me emails today too.
Yeah. Love those
I'm
guys.
I'm full of shit. I'm full of shit right now.
They sent me some awesome brownies.
I don't even know Lamont.
No, Lamont's brownies are the best.
Yeah. Okay, it must have been Lamont. Yeah.
The best.
He's from Colorado.
Hey, I got a question.
Yeah.
So, I as the two viewers we have know, I'm new to this. I'm totally new to this. Okay, we're gonna get to the Down syndrome tigers, but I want to know about Vex Pro because I don't know that much about.
What's the name stand for?
Well, I don't know much. I met you at the Andy. I met you at the Sundown show,
Yes.
which
And
was
you definitely gave a
Hey.
great.
No, we're not going to talk about that. That's cool. That was a bad night. That's another episode. We should save that for the anniversary.
We'll make it easy for
we
him.
should not even do one of those.
After our Sundown show that we put on every August, we usually have an after
Why don't we
party.
have a bonus episode
A boner?
where we're
boner?
A boater with the strap on.
You know what? Next time I have an idea, I'll just let it go.
Yeah.
Why don't we have a bonus episode where we're just like extra raunchy, but like find a way that they gotta like
Patreon.
Yeah.
We'll just be naked the whole time,
There will be an actual midget stripper right here.
dude.
Yeah.
I will put a stripper
during
pole
the
in the
summer.
middle of that
I
building.
will find a way. During the summer, I will find a way to do the episodes without my shirt.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway,
But-
back
but,
to the name of the company.
I want to know. Not even the name. Like I want to know about Vex Pro. I want the knowledge.
Vex Pro was a diehard overdue fanatic of car audio. And that's me, Vex. Nickname because I'm always pissed off kind of thing, or always like zero
Mad New
tolerance. Yeah, zero tolerance. That type of thing. But if you do some homework on the 1 or 2 builds that I've done my entire life, you'll see that they're extremely overdone. Extremely.
I like your
12
yellow truck. Very nice
Thank
truck.
Are my sunglasses still in that truck?
Possibly.
Oh, you know what? I have seen that truck. It's on your Facebook page.
Might be still. I'm
You still
not
working
sure.
on it? I know you tore it up.
We won't discuss that.
All right.
Andy stole my sunglasses, and he was just so swagger about it. I just had to let it go.
Yeah.
You're never getting those back.
I'm
They
never
didn't
getting
match
them.
him. They did not match him at all. And I mean, me and Jake probably drank about 4 cases of carob that day. So his glasses came off smoothly. It was
And I remember because this is like one of my favorite things about Andy. One of my favorite stories. I was like, Andy, can I get my sunglasses back? And he just was like chugging on a Miller Lite, and he was like, no. And I was just like, what happened? I was like, why, where are they? And he's just like, they're in the truck. I was like, so can I go to the truck and get them? And he's like, no. And I was like, did Andy just like rob me? And I was totally cool with that. And I went home without a pair of sunglasses.
It's probably all right.
So back in the day, I built an Escalade for a very good friend of mine, and this is going back 15 years ago. The Rockford T4000s, the original Nightshades, 218s, C-pillar wall, but just so overkill. We drilled and tapped the body, put threaded inserts, stainless steel hardware, steel cage. The amp rack was the T4000. Excuse me. One T4000. I believe 2 of the 1004s.
Not the T1000.
No, the T4000.
Yeah.
And then the
Damn it, Donnie.
yeah, the 4004s, 1004s, whatever they were. I mean, just extremely overbuilt. But that's just me.
Around when was this?
10 years ago.
So that was NS1 or yeah.
Yeah.
NSV1.
Original. We still
It
have
was like 2007.
yeah,
8.
straight- old school,
9.
hardcore. But again, all my builds, I'm anal. I'm just very detailed. If it's not done right, we don't use drywall screws. I'm sorry. The entire industry laughs at when I say this. No drywall screws will ever be harmed in any of my builds. They belong on drywall. They don't belong in a car.
Right.
I mean, if the manufacturers of a vehicle thought it was okay to use drywall screws, they would have done it their fucking self. So we just don't, we use wood screws on wood, stainless steel hardware, aluminum hardware, whatever we have to do. It's just overly done, but done right.
like that.
I've built projects 15 years ago, and they're still being used up to today. 0 hiccups.
You do some
0.
very good work, Andy. I've seen it over the years.
I used to do a ton of fiberglass, metal fabrication. I built a Volkswagen. You remember that one with the diamond inside?
Yes.
It was an 07 GTI, brand new car. I had it for like 3 days, gutted it. Built a B-pillar wall, 12, 15-inch essays in a Volkswagen. I mean, cut out the entire floor, did a battery rack under it. This is way before anyone is doing it now. But that's just a short history of me.
Right.
Now I don't do shit.
What about the logo? Your logo. I want to know about that.
All right. So basically,
Hold on, it's on your jacket, right?
Yes,
Might
it
be
is.
able to pull
It's
it
right
up
on
Well, I
the-
was gonna say
Right,
you should
right.
stand up and show the logo.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
pull it up
yeah.
for people to see.
Or
Be
that.
careful what you try to pull up there on that. I'll write it. So basically, the camera is there. It's just the face. It's the face. So
Yep.
yeah, you see the T-bird there. You see one of the old logos. Then that's the
Trying to find what
that's the convertible Mustang that we built. He was doing 150s in a convertible
Oh wow.
with 4 FI10s.
Trying to find. There it is.
Yeah.
There it is for people. Okay.
So with 4S,
Is this one right here? This red one right here?
That was a very old logo.
I actually like that.
That
I
was
like.
the first logo.
Sweet.
So you can see it on my webpage. That's the logo there.
What is your website, Andy?
www.vexproductions.com. It's still under construction. Probably will be for the remainder of its life.
I understand.
It's just not something that I think we need, and something that I just wish to put time and effort into.
Yeah.
But that's just the overall short history. The main thing about the logo was I wanted a face where the guy was kind of like plugging his ears.
Yeah.
Because it was so loud. And then, so my ex-wife sketched it up. So basically, she did the drawing of it, and then I handed it over to a very young kid, and he was good at ideas and graphics and whatnot. And he says, "Oh, wait a minute, we can, instead of writing the word Vex Pro somewhere, we can change the eyes, do the Vex in the eyes, and then the Pro as the mouth is open." And then that's how that came along, and well, that's that.
Right.
It's awesome.
So any possible or any dealers or anybody who wants to be a dealer for Sundown products who's in the northeastern side of the country, get in contact with this guy here, Andy. Andy, how can they contact you?
The easiest way to contact me would be via email.
All right.
And that would be vexproinc@gmail.com.
All right.
And if you put in promotional code After Dark, no, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
And you get a free T-shirt.
Sure, yeah.
We'll send you a beer.
So
Hold on. I got a comment about the Down syndrome tigers. Was this brought about because of my dog?
yes.
Okay. I feel like you should pull up a picture of my dog too. My dog does not have Downs.
Donnie's dog probably has Downs.
So it started a conversation. We're gonna move into a different topiip.
Segues are weird. Let's just
Yeah.
do this. This is perfect.
What is going on?
But he's
So-
so cute, though.
Plug his ears.
Oh my! Why are you pointing at that picture and not the one right next to
Can
it
I-
with like its 2-foot tongue? What the hell? How did you miss that? Look at that!
Jeez. So one day we were out at lunch, I think, and we were talking about we talk about Donnie's dogs sometimes. We all love Donnie's dogs. Donnie's dogs are his children.
And Donnie's dogs love Bryan.
Oh yes, they do.
Yes. So when Donnie lived in Indiana, well, hold on, I'll take this down for a minute so we stop laughing, or the people.
You can pull up a picture of my dogs.
I don't know how to do. I mean, I don't want to
Oh,
get on my
just-
Facebook while everybody's watching.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, all the sex toys might pop up on the
Yeah.
newsfeed.
All
I
them
could-
funny
I could
little
pull it up.
yeah. So we'll talk about Donnie's dogs from time to time. And first off, Dante was his first dog, and Dante and his white tooters and his little feetsies, he's got
Little feet.
Dante really loves me. He loves me a lot. So we would go to Indiana, and it's like the dog just remembered me because I only would see the dog like once a year.
Yeah.
As soon as I would walk in that house, I got a lot of loving from the doggy.
Yes. And it didn't stop.
No, it didn't stop. And
Sounds very raunchy.
basically, I was pretty inebriated one evening.
There's a
And-
picture of him peeing.
It's too bright. It ain't
yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's not showing up.
Oh no.
Nah. Anyway, it was.
We don't even want to know why you have a picture of the dog urinating on your
Why
phone.
the yeah?
So
what-
he's peeing,
we
but he has
don't-
he has
Well,
the
we
treat
don't-
in his
we
mouth.
Don't want it. Yeah.
He's
It's
a
the
happy
whole-
dog. He's a
yeah,
happy
he's a
dog.
very happy dog.
Both Donnie's dogs are extremely happy, but the one dog
Okay.
really gets happy when I come around. Thankfully, since Donnie's moved here, he has slowed his roll a little bit on that.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't even walk in Donnie's house, and I just
This
had.
dog would jump over furniture to make it to Bryan.
And he did.
Jake has a video he took of the dog being very happy with me, and I was a little inebriated, and I just couldn't handle. I couldn't control it.
Dude, that was hilarious.
To this day, I think it's the hardest I've ever heard Bryan laugh.
I'm pretty sure Dante ejaculated on you.
Oh.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
So that's a
Pretty much
Twice.
sums
Yeah.
it up.
yeah.
Pretty much
Well, we
sums
were
it up
talking about
for us.
Donnie's dogs, and his one dog's got a funny little face,
He's kind of derpy.
and then that brought on the question. Oh, where's it at? I'm not good with these. Here we go. That brought on the question: do animals have Down syndrome? Now, I don't know if these pictures are fakes.
That's just wait. Look at that thing right there. That's just a normal pug dog. It's so fucking mean.
Fucking normal. Yeah.
That's a teddy bear.
That's a koala.
I can't.
All right, good call.
I still use the word retard. Oh, there's a person there. I'm sorry.
Don't.
I still use that word because I'm not politically correct. And I would say there's probably a few animals out there with the incorrect amount of chromosomes. And
Well,
so
if it's any safer to say this, one of my dogs looks like a fucking llama. It looks like a fucking llama.
Is it like
which dog is that?
It's the big brown one, my Cane Corso.
The Mastiff?
Yeah, he looks like a fucking llama.
Really?
Yeah. And the older he gets, the more llama-ish he looks.
llama-y?
Brian, click on that lion right there.
Hold on a minute.
That one?
Yeah.
No, let's not.
This one right here?
No.
the one
It's
right next.
That's a Siberian
How do
tiger.
you miss a lion?
It's right there.
Oh God, this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's rough.
I mean, he just looks like he's.
I bet you he's
while
very
he was
happy.
roaring. No, it looks like he was caught while he was roaring.
Or sneezing.
Or just
Yeah, or something
or
like that,
yawning
yeah.
or something.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see a sneeze.
Most of these pictures are
Sneezing.
pretty much.
That's a
like-
beautiful lion. The lion is.
But you know
sneezing.
what? Oddly enough, because we had this conversation a few weeks ago, and then I saw a video of a Down syndrome
On
cat.
Facebook.
Yeah,
On Facebook,
yeah.
yes. And
Let me
there's
see
a
if I
Down
can pull it up.
syndrome lion as well. Yeah.
So we pull that one up here. There we go. This one right here. Not sure if it's got Downs, but it ain't right.
It ain't right. What?
But I bet you that's a very loving kitty cat.
Yeah.
Down syndrome.
Look at that one. That one's really cute.
God, that's it's scary. So, but yeah, that's the shit we talk about sometimes when we get bored.
I told you spelled it wrong. Look at the thing showing results for Downs, like with
with
It's
a
got an
apostrophe?
apostrophe.
Yeah, I told you it was named after a person.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Was the person's last name Down?
I guess so.
All right then. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. So
It's just a bit much more information than I needed to absorb.
Well, that's why it's after
this is
dark.
the crazy shit we talk about all the time.
I see.
So you have you said a Cane Corso, which is very similar to a Mastiff, right?
They are the Mastiff family, yeah.
I had
Italian Cane Corso.
I had a bull Mastiff named Callie. We actually, I guess, kind of rescued it. One of my friends just couldn't take care of it. So
Was it like Cali or Cali Gold or?
just Callie?
Okay, so you didn't name it after like marijuana.
Well, maybe because the person in which I received the dog from was very much into such things.
So then it's probably Cali Gold, and you know.
Yeah, very well could have been. She did have paperwork.
Okay.
Paper wars.
Paperwork. And it just said Callie.
Right.
So, but yeah, she was extremely protective of our family, but my children can ride her like a horse.
Yes.
A big ass dog.
100%.
Might get another one of those at some point when we build our new house and everything. But man, I really love that dog. We had her for like 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
She became part of the family. She did pass away a few years ago, and I had to bury her. I had to take a whole day off of work to bury her in the middle of winter, and I had to dig a hole big enough to put a person in.
Yes.
So, yeah, at the time I couldn't afford, cremation or anything like that.
Right,
So,
right.
had to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Take a day off work, bury your dog.
These
So-
things happen.
We're gonna go ahead and end the show today, or end the show right now.
Yep, it's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. Everybody say bye to that camera. I guess Donnie had to pee. Bye, everybody.
Peace.
See ya.
Enjoy. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you're in the Northeast, check out this guy, Andy, Vex Productions. It's,
MVP.
what's your email again?
VexProInc@gmail.com.
All right, everybody. Have a wonderful evening.
Ta-ta.
It's the loudest show around. Sundown After Dark.